welcome to a new vlog and video of the cruise vibes, and today we are again on the Costa Fortuna taking a look at day 3 and 4 of my short cruise on the beautiful ship. We are in Savona in Italy today, and then in the evening we are going back to Barcelona in Spain. Here on the map you can see our approximate route of these 2 days. And here we are arriving in Savona very early in the morning. I was up very early because I made my ship tour that you've already seen, and after that it was time for breakfast. Here we can see a bit of the breakfast buffet. Breakfast is not as nice as the lunch and dinner, but still quite good, and you can find for sure something that you will like. So also the breakfast is quite good on the Costa Fortuna. And here we are in Savona. As you can see, the docking location is pretty central, so it's just a few minutes of walking till you are in the city center of Savona. A city that surprised me a lot because it is a beautiful, very beautiful city, and I was not expecting that. I was walking through the city center to the railway station where I took a train for an excursion, but that will be the topic of the next video. And when I came back, I walked back through the city center to the ship, making a little tour, also going to the beach. And on my way there, I saw some boars just in the middle of the city. That was quite impressive. And here we are at the beach. Of course, it's too cold for swimming as I was traveling in November, but still it was nice to walk by the sea and see some palm trees. Even though the sky was pretty gray on that day, the weather was still pretty nice and warm, so it was still a nice, lovely day. From the beach I walked back to the city center, past old railway line going to the harbor, which is, I think, mostly not in use anymore, or probably completely closed. And here I'm back at the city center, and we can take another look at the beautiful architecture of Savona. As I said, it is a really beautiful city. Savona is close to Genoa. Genoa is a bigger and more famous city, but Costa does have a terminal here in Savona and is using Savona a lot more than Genoa, and Savona is a beautiful city, so it's not necessary to take an excursion or a train to Genoa. Savona itself is also worth a visit. Of course, it's possible to go to Genoa, but I would recommend staying in Savona. And here we can see our Costa Fortuna again. I was going back on board for lunch. Usually I would stay in the city and have a local lunch, but in this case I wanted to discover all the restaurants on board, and as it was a short cruise, I also wanted to use this lunchtime, and I wanted to see the sushi restaurant on board, and that was my destination. Now, of course, going back on board always is a bit of stress because you need to go through security again, but still I wanted to see what the sushi on board is like, and it was very nice, and we will see it in a second. And after that there was another safety drill, of course, because there are new passengers coming on board in Savona as well. Then I left the ship again just for a few minutes to take a few pictures of the Costa Fortuna, and then I came back on board, and then we left Savona heading back to Barcelona in Spain. As I said, we will be arriving there during lunchtime, which is a bit later than usual on disembarkation days, but that was planned on this cruise, so we got half a day extra, which was quite nice. And here we can see the dinner of that day. The beef tartare was on the menu again. It was so nice I had to order it again, and also the rest of the dinner was excellent as on the days before. After that I had a few drinks in the bars, and then I went up to the Pomodoro pizza place for a late night snack pizza. As I said, the pizza was very good and very nice, but also the food in the main restaurant is really good, so I would not recommend ordering a pizza instead of the main dinner. Instead, you can use it as a late night snack. The evening was also quite nice. It was a bit shaky, slightly rough sea. It was quite nice to watch that from my cabin window. And then it was time to say goodbye on the next morning to the cabin. We had to leave the cabin like on a regular disembarkation day. So we had to spend the morning on board in the public areas of the ship. Of course I did have nice breakfast and lunch on board, and during lunch, which I took in Michelangelo restaurant where they had the buffet on that day, we arrived in Barcelona. Of course we were not the only ship in port today. First ship was AIDA Cosma, a huge cruise ship of the German subsidiary of Costa. AIDA is the German brand of Costa, and AIDA Cosma is one of their two biggest ships. As you can see, quite an impressive and a big ship, and I hope that I will be able to show this ship to you in the near future as well. Of course, I enjoyed watching our ship docking in Barcelona, but as soon as we were docked and we were allowed to leave the ship, I also had to leave. And until then, I spent the last minutes on board at one of the bars, drinking a nice coffee and doing some work. And I also had the tea, and you can see that the quality of the tea is also quite good, so they're using quite a nice brand. And then it was unfortunately already time to leave the beautiful Costa Fortuna, and now I'm going to show you how you get from the cruise terminal to the city center. So you could take a shuttle bus offered by your cruise company, but this will be quite expensive, so I recommend taking the cruise bus, which will bring you to the city center for just a few euros. We were going past the MSC Divina and a very impressive ship, the MSC World Europa, one of the biggest cruise ships in the world, quite an impressive ship. Probably it's a bit too big for me, but I still want to go on board to take a look at this ship, and I hope that there will be a video about this ship also in the future here on this channel. The cruise bus will bring you to the World Trade Center. From there it's a short walk of about 10 to 15 minutes to the metro station Drasanes. There you need to buy a ticket, and from there you can go either to the main station or to the airport or wherever you want to go. There will be a video, as I said, about my train ride in Italy. That will be the next video. And then after that, there will also be a video about the metro of Barcelona. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video of my fantastic cruise on board of the Costa Fortuna. If you want to see more cruise videos, make sure to follow. And I would also be very grateful for comments, likes, or a shared video link. And I hope to see you in my next video.